Hi students, let's look at this concept here, which is on the sketching of tangent curve. Let's look at the basic tangent curve. So for the tangent curve, y equals to tangent x here. One thing that students usually get confused is the period of this curve here. So let me just draw it on decimals. How does the curve look like? So if I were to draw tangent x, you can see that actually it keeps repeating like that, right? So this is S curve here, S curve here, and this is S curve here. So this is actually a tangent curve here, right? Now what you need to understand is there's this line here which the curve will never ever touch it, even though it looks like it's touching it, but when you zoom in, it will never touch this line. This is what we call the asymptotes, right? Asymptote. So it will always cut through here, 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 here. So if you're going to cut a portion from 0 to pi, 2 pi, it will be like that. So I'm just going to cut from here. Let me show you. 0 to pi. All right. Here. So I'm going to cut, 2 pi. So I'm actually just looking at this repeating unit here. Here. Now, remember, what happens here is, essentially, the repeating unit is this S curve here, right? Because here to here is one unit, and here is here to here is another unit. So this is very different from cosine and sine curve here. So a period here is actually an S curve like that. This is a period, okay? This will be one period, or if not, you can actually break the curve into half as such. So this is also considered as one period here. All right, this is one period. Okay, so what you need to know is for tangent curve, a period would be a pi or 360, pi or pi or 180 degrees. Okay, this is important. This is typically something students get very, very confused of. So what you need to know for tangent curve, there's no amplitude, there's nothing. It's actually much more straightforward than the cosine and sine curve, because the only way you can sketch it is as such. And in your syllabus, we don't really talk about the translated curve up and down. So essentially just like that. So it's pi and 180. This case here, what we're going to do here is actually just pi over 2. Okay, just divide by 2. So this is actually 90 degrees. Then this will be 2 pi. This will be 3 pi over 2. So these are all what we call the asymptotes. All right. Let me just write it down for you. Asymptotes. And asymptotes are a line which the curve will never touch. So this is how you draw it. Okay. So now so what we need to know how to draw is actually the tangent curve of A tangent BX. Okay, where A is a positive number. So this A actually doesn't mean, and when it's positive, it's just pointing upwards as such. So it's the same repeating unit here, but because there's no amplitude, so you don't really need to worry about how it's going to look like. The A actually doesn't mean much if you're just drawing it. The shape is going to look the same, unless if it's negative. Then in the subsequent part we'll discuss negative will be flipped about the x-axis. So in this case here, the period would just be basically pi over b, right? So pi over b here, instead of 2 pi over b as compared to the sine and cosine, and this will be 180 degrees over b. Okay, for tangent is pi over b or 180 over b. Can you just remember that this is for tangent? So you're gonna fill in the blanks here. So for tangent curve, it's a bit more straightforward because you only need to know how to decide the period. So the period in degrees will be 180 divided by 3. This will be 60. Or if it's in radian, then it's just pi divided by 3. Okay, so you try and fill up all the back blanks. So you just wanted pi. Okay, so you can just fill in the blanks. This case here, the one below here, we get 180 divided by 2. This is 90. Then this will be pi divided by 2, which is half pi. Okay. Then we're gonna go on by writing this 180 degrees divided by 3 over 4. This will be 180 multiply by 4 divided by 3, or divide by 3 over 4. So you could just divide by 3/4, and this is 180 multiplied by 4 over 3. So this would be 180 times 4 divided by 3, that would be 240 degrees per period. Okay, and after which for the second one will be 180 pi divided by 3/4. This will just be pi divided by 3/4 is 4 over 3 pi. Just leave it in pi. After which for tangent pi, so this is 180 divided by pi. 180 divided by, that's about it. You can just write the 180 divided by pi. And after which for the subsequent one, you get pi divided by pi, which is actually 1. The period is just 1. Okay, so that's how you decide the period. I think we can just look at how we can actually sketch the tangent curve. So any question, comments, please let us know, and I'll see you in the next question.